Till there were no women special agents in the FBI from 1928 to 1972, as J Edgar Hoover banned the recruitment of women in 1924 and eased out the 3 women agents serving at that time. Sometimes I wonder how much better the world would be without J Edgar Hoover. Most likely ordered the assassinations of both JFK and MLK, almost solely responsible for the US ousting democratically elected governments throughout the world, and so much more. The most hyper-partisan and radical IC leader ever, and he was allowed to lead the FBI for over 4 decades. One more thing about J. No left turns. He must have driven his drivers crazy. He was in an accident once when his car was turning left. After that he forced his drivers to take the longer route by making only right turns. For his being gay, well, I have nothing else to say. There is no stereotype, at all. He had serious problems and needed to be wanted. All history points that he was a manipulative asshole, who died. There's a whole bunch of reasons why it's absolutely shameful that Hoover's name is still on the FBI building. He wasn't an American hero, he was a villain and a disgrace to this country. Hoover was a duck. He had my great-uncle moved from his building because he wore white socks, being allergic to the dye in black socks. Apparently that drive him crazy. Honestly, the more I learn about Hoover, the more I think he's a douche, and the only contribution he made to society is making a law enforcement agency. Good thing all of those things are behind us. Let's go back to mythologizing the government like good little patriots. USA USA. In his defense, do you know how embarrassing it is to get to work and find out you and a colleague have on the same clothes? Does anyone wonder why the most powerful men in America have certain surnames such as Hoover and Roosevelt and Kennedy? Generally, he had no interest in women. He had a very special and very handsome agent as his long-term assistant. Typical ignorance. I'm sure plenty of things would have been better with women agents, especially solving crimes. That's because Hoover was a cross-dresser, didn't want any competition. And that's not a joke. He really was. Pretty intense thing to do when you just wanted the dick in the booty. Just admit it all and have fun, people. Damn it, figures everyone already hit, although he wanted to be the prettiest one in the FBI jokes already. Man's a racist, a sexist, homophobe, and a disgrace. Also will add that the FBI is also a disgrace. There was also virtually zero oversight for the CIA and FBI until 1975 in the Church Commission. J Edgar Hoover probably had a file on the FBI ladies at the time. He had a file on everybody. No one working for the FBI was allowed to look better in a dress than the boss. No one. Hoover truly was just one of the biggest assholes ever. Dude cared only for power. God, he sucked. Didn't want any competition inside the FBI with his fashion choices, I take it, because he was jealous of how much better they looked in a dress than he did. Whoa, Edgar Hoover should have seen what Sterling did to that sicko, though. That's a lie. Women have always had top position in the government agencies. He didn't want anyone coming to work in the same outfit he was wearing. Regressing to the good old days during the 20s seems to be a theme. He didn't want anyone in the office wearing nicer dresses than him. But nobody wants to talk about T and Larry Hoover being framed. Ever worked around a bunch of women? He sure was onto something. They were better dressers than his hypocritical transvestite ass. J liked tweeners. 3 women were a yucky distraction for him. Field agents. In 1948, 30 of FBI were women. Infantry 2023 too. Man, that's just eliminating half of your potential employees. He was afraid they would look better in a dress than they did. He wanted to be the only one wearing a dress in the bureau. He wanted to be the only FBI agent to wear a dress to work. Till J Edgar Hoover wanted to be the only woman in the FBI. He was jealous of them looking better in dresses than him. There are much worse reasons to dislike Hoover, believe me. No one in the FBI was allowed to look better in a dress. He didn't ease them out. They were all summarily fired. Again, why are there buildings named after that guy? People who yell the loudest have the most to hide. And this is what conservatives want to go back to.